Nothing pisses me off more than having a player dodge my game and then proceed to give me one of the most bullshit excuses that they can pull out of their ass, like, oh, I actually meant to be in solos, you see. I accidentally clicked 2v2. Or something like, I have dinner to eat soon. Or they might just be super subtle about it and just move on and just dodge until they get a game warfare into players who don't really know how to fight back. I actually hate these types of players, and if you don't know what a dodger is by now, let me just break it down for you. They are probably the lowest of the low, people that I would rate below new players, because honestly, they're worse than them. They think that just because they have prestige health and levels on a character that they might be better than someone who just started the game, but trust me, in a few days, I bet these players will far exceed the people who dodge games. I've had experiences with dodgers literally dodging me for 4 months straight, and then finally I got into a game with them and played against them, only for them to be on my team, unfortunately. I've even had experiences with dodgers literally leaving and rejoining the game until they were on my team. And honestly, if you're that type of person, fuck you. Like, honestly. I actually will dodge against players like that because I feel like it's incredibly unfair for a player to get a win because they're on my team, and then having new players just have to suffer because, oh yeah, the matchup system's a bit unfair. I get it, I actually do. I understand not wanting to play into a better player, but I don't think that you should be ruining that better player's experience because they worked hard to get to the point they're at. I feel like it's just a huge middle finger to the hard work players put into Smash Heroes. It's a competitive game, and I feel like you should know that by playing the game. If you actually bother to use your eyes and read not just the names of the players in the game, but actually what the game's about, it literally tells you that it's a competitive game. So if you're dodging while knowing that, I feel like you might even struggle in the competitive atmosphere of fucking Skyblock. Although, I say all this, but you might be wondering, why am I so angry about it? I've been playing Smash Heroes for a very long time, and I don't think I've ever had more of a problem with players dodging my games than anything else. I feel like it just makes waiting excessively longer for a game that's already struggling to really maintain a player base. And I don't mind playing into good players, don't get me wrong, and I feel like it's a good mindset to have, but I don't feel like players should just be dodging games because they lost once and never again they want to fight that player. They have to understand that in a game that averages 40 players a day maximum, that it's bound to happen that you're going to fight a player again and again. And just dodging, I honestly wonder how long it takes them to finish their fucking quests that they try to complete. You know, I bet it actually takes them longer than having to play out the games against the players that they fear so much. Something I also despise about dodgers is the fact that they literally break lobbies just because they're mad that they're not in a game with new players where they can just abuse. It's ridiculous. Basically, they just leave, rejoin, leave, rejoin, leave, rejoin, and then they get their fucking way, and Hypixel does nothing about it. I feel like something that goes hand in hand with dodging is actually the idea of boosting in Smash Heroes, and it's been a problem for a while. I'm going to be completely honest, my stance on boosting is very neutral. I don't support boosters, but I also am not totally against them if they have the right reason. Personally, I've had a friend who got punished recently for boosting, but also I felt that his reasons for boosting were completely acceptable. I feel like he had a similar problem to my own, where he would have players just constantly dodge against him, and also just the limited amount of time that he had through school, and also through his job in real life. He didn't really have that opportunity to be able to play Smash Heroes as much as other players would like to. And, well, he got punished for it. Even though he played every single game that he could, he would wait in lobbies for players to join. He would get punished because he boosted for those hours that he could not get anyone to join. Especially having a different time zone made it way more harder for him to play in hours that are active. It wasn't an issue with him, and he did his best to play legit as much as he could. And trust me, I would know because I watched him play. However, players would get upset and then report him for boosting because, you know, because how dare they threaten their potential leaderboard position? It's just ridiculous to me. Again, I don't support boosters because I feel like my friend is one of those few that actually had a valid reason for boosting. Because I know that there are a lot of boosters in the Smash Heroes community who just dodge game after game because they're not in a game with their alt accounts. These players are actually even worse than dodgers themselves, which is just... Sorry, I actually literally lost the ability to speak fairly because I was just so baffled that there would be players worse than dodgers. but people who boost are literally fighting AFK accounts and getting stats off of it. The boosting issue isn't as bad as it was back then, in my own opinion, because Smash Heroes has given us the ability to turn off Prestige HP, so boosting is not giving any sort of competitive advantage, but it's also just slowly ruining the game just like Dodgers are, because they're the same fucking thing. I'm not going to be here to discredit Hypixel though on this one, because I feel like they definitely wanted to do something about the issue, and they went about it in probably the worst way possible by actually rewarding players who boost even more than they already did. But hey, it was a step in the right direction. I feel like rewarding players who stay in games and punishing those who leave games was definitely a good idea. However, one thing that I feel like they could have done better, though, is combining the idea of blurring out the names and tabs and their skins. Trust me, if they did that, then I feel like combining those two ideas would be super good to put together, because now players have a lot more to lose if they dodge a game, where they're not sure the players they're fighting are exactly who they think they are. Blurring the skins out might, help with disguising the player and also blurring the names out. I feel like if you were to use nicks in Smash Heroes, it'd actually be more beneficial now, because players would not know you immediately. At some point, sure, I would argue that players might know who you are based off the character you're playing, but sure, you can disable your master skin, you can disable prestige health, so you can definitely hide them in the mass of players who might actually be using those characters, and it might not be sus until the game starts and, your playstyle is completely revealed. I just feel like Hypixel has to finish their update that they did with Smash Heroes. I feel like they were very close in dealing with this problem, and I just want them to finally finish the update. Yet I'm not saying that my idea is original by any means. I know that Hypixel has done it on their server before with ranked Sky Wars with Blitz SGs, so I don't see why they just can't easily put it into Smash Heroes like they did for those games. I don't think there's anything left to say except that I pray that somehow the words that I said in this video reach the hearts of the Hypixel admin and they just fix the incomplete update they had with the way they plan to deal with Dodgers, because it was actually not a bad idea. I just feel like it has to be improved on just a little bit more. Other than that, there's nothing else to say, and yeah, that's it. See ya.